They were gentle. They were kind. They confronted some of the most evil human behaviors imaginable.
3 fallen heroes remembered in York County.
Evil is powerless if the good are unafraid. These men lived that truth.
The impact felt beyond the badge. Tonight, we honor the legacies left behind.
These 2 sets of shoes and 1 pair of cowboy boots will be incredibly tough to fill.
Special live coverage on CBS 21 News starts now.
Rest easy, brothers. We have the watch.
As the procession leaves the funeral for 3 fallen officers, the emotions are sticking with so many people across York County.
A sea of first responders and law enforcement, some coming from across state lines to stand in solidarity with the friends and the family of those 3 Northern York County Regional Police officers who gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Detective Sergeant Cody Becker, Detective Mark Baker, and Detective Isaiah Emmenheiser are now laid to rest, forever being remembered as heroes. Thank you for joining us tonight at 6 o'clock. I'm Candace Scalise.
I'm Joel D. Smith. The world kind of weeping along with everyone else here. We've had a lot of rain. Ever since the funeral ended, it's been kind of poetic in a sense, but people trying to do the best they can to move through with all of this. We have team coverage of many different aspects of how the community is grieving today.
That's right. Joining us tonight, we have Grace Ruffalo, Alex Thill, Maxine Rose, Sarah Burns, all across York County as we say our final goodbye to these 3 fallen officers.
And unfortunately, it was kind of a case of somber deja vu, because we were just here less than 7 months ago when there was another hero put to rest at the same church. Officer
Andrew Duarte gave his life in February 22nd. His mother inside today, sitting with the West York Borough Police Department.
This time we were saying goodbye to 3 detectives who were ambushed. The sounds of honor come in the loud moments and the silent ones. It's devastating enough to lose 1 member of your law enforcement family. 3 is unimaginable.
All right, we're going to get through this together.
Each of these heroes are being remembered for their bravery, but also their humanity. Detective Sergeant Cody Becker.
Every friend Cody has knows a Cody Becker story that'll make you laugh. Everyone.
Detective Mark Baker.
You froze my patrol hat. You licked my computer screen. And you even put my personal cell as the call forwarding number for the after-hour phone calls to our police station.
Detective Isaiah Emmenheiser.
He treasured family beach trips, found joy in fitness, home renovations, and cheering loudly for the Eagles. They were gentle. They were kind. They confronted some of the most evil human behaviors imaginable.
September 17th, the 3 detectives were shot and killed in an ambush as they were attempting to make a domestic violence arrest. The suspect was killed and returned fire. The 3 murders make that day one of the deadliest in Pennsylvania law enforcement history. The community has lost so much in having to say goodbye to these heroes, but it has gained even more by having them around as long as we did.
Cody, I looked up to you. I envied you. I wanted nothing more than to retire together.
Over the course of his career, Isaiah was the only officer in the department's history to earn 4 of our highest honors.
My dad has always been the designated superhero of my family, and it gives me great solace knowing now he will forever be one for my community as well.
Attention all units. Detective Sergeant Cody Becker, Detective Mark Baker, and Detective Isaiah Emmenheiser of the Northern York County Regional Police Department are now out of service. End of watch, September 17, 2025. May they rest in peace and watch over us all. They will not be forgotten. York County clear.
That's the final part, the final verbal part of this ceremony today. It brings a big finality to it and kind of gets you every time.
Yeah, just listening to it after we heard so many stories about these incredible men who ran into the line of fire.
And let's get some reaction now from the rest of the community. Spring Grove community is literally where this shootout happened, and Maxine Rose has given us a feel for that part of the story.
Joel D. Candace, the flag behind me at the substation is at half staff, just like many of the other flags we've seen around the Spring Grove area today. We're also looking at these messages and flowers collected in front of the sign here. But what we're also seeing is people coming together in these moments of disbelief.
Yeah, it's stuff that you hear a lot and you sit back and you watch it, but for it to happen in your hometown, it is hard.
Every time I turn around, there's a church having some kind of a service, or just all that. Everybody's really come together just to show support for the officers and for everybody that's left behind. It's just been really sad.
And while today is a day to honor the lives of the 3 fallen officers, it's also a day of remembrance and reflection. Kathy Gunselman tells me she lives just down the road from the home where the shooting happened in North Codorus Township. And like many other people we spoke with today, she remembers exactly where she was and what she was doing on September 17th.
I remember that I was in my living room and I kept hearing lots and lots of fire, police, all that kind of stuff just going down the street. And I thought, what's going on? Just awful, just absolutely awful.
And especially the thing that was that night, I guess at 10 o'clock when the procession went by, I was unable to come down, but I did watch it live. And the people that were here look at them coming together. It was just awesome.
And so many people tell me today that they are turning to prayer, holding on to the hope that goodness can come out of this terrible tragedy. Reporting live in Spring Grove area, I'm Maxine Rose, CBS 21 News.
Maxine, thank you. So many people coming together today to watch that ceremony. It was closed to the public inside that church behind us, but there was a group that got together at a church just down the road.
Right, 5,000 fit in here. It wasn't going to be enough. So some people got together right down the road from here. That is where Alex Thill was. What was the mood like in there? It had to be just as emotional as inside the big place.
Absolutely, Candace, Joel D. Well, members of the church tell me they opened today at the request of the funeral home where the 3 fallen heroes will be buried in order to give people more of an opportunity to grieve as a community. And people were crying and hugging, sharing their grief with one another as funeral proceedings for Detective Sergeant Cody Becker, Detective Mark Baker, and Detective Isaiah Emmenheiser were shown throughout the chapel. Those that knew the officers and those that didn't, coming together to honor their legacy. One man I spoke with tells me he never got the chance to meet the 3 fallen heroes, but says that doesn't take away from the respect he has for them and their sacrifice.
It's easy to focus on sadness and sorrow, but there's a great amount of gratitude we have for the wonderful lives that those officers lived and served with. I mean, you heard a lot of focus on law enforcement, but you heard so deeply how they were great husbands and fathers and friends to a lot of people beyond the community of law enforcement that they served.
And people who attended the viewing of the funeral today tell me they will continue to honor the 3 fallen heroes long after the memorial event. Lion, I'm Alex Thill, CBS 21 News.
Oh, great stuff there. Thanks a lot, Alex. So we've been checking out the different memorials. People, they need a way to express how they're feeling, and they've been doing a number of memorials in our area. And we actually found something very interesting about the one we've been looking at the most.
Yeah, so right outside of the Northern York County Regional Police Department headquarters, we met a man last night who said he laid the first flower that Wednesday night a week ago after the shooting. He said it was 7:07 p.m. and he laid it there, and it has just been growing ever since.
There right now is CBS 21's Grace Ruffalo, seeing how much more is there, and also the people that have come there today. What are their thoughts on this day where we laid these heroes to rest?
Well, Joel D and Candace, we've seen people coming and going throughout the day, even stopping on their lunch breaks. People near and far are traveling to this spot right here to pay their respects to these fallen heroes.
I dropped off some roses. I dropped off 3 flags, and I dropped off a card.
Raven is just one of many people who stopped by the memorial today. Over the last week, we've seen this memorial grow from a few bouquets to rows of items, including balloons, cards, flags, and more. Raven says she knew Detective Emmenheiser and shared that he helped her get out of a bad situation. She says he's made a lasting impression on her life.
He definitely touched my heart. He's leaving a huge legacy. To always stand strong. He always used to tell me, stand strong. You got this, Raven, stand strong.
So administrative offices closed yesterday. They will reopen on Monday. That does not include patrol services, so you can still contact 911 in case of an emergency. Reporting live outside of the Northern York County Regional Police Department, I'm Grace Ruffalo, CBS 21 News.
Grace, thank you. Just incredible to see how it has grown over the week and continues to grow as even more people came out.
It was also a place for people to come together. I was there when they had the chalk out for the first time, and one of the little kids wrote, you know, "I'll miss you, Uncle Isaiah." And so a good place for people to come together, and still is.
Yeah, our coverage is going to continue for these fallen officers as we mourn this tragedy and the victims today.
We'll be right back.
All right, you saw the rain move through as we've been giving you the live coverage there through York. So it's cleared York, but still some very heavy rain in portions of Lancaster County. This is a great shot. This is Harrisburg. Sunshine in Harrisburg, and anywhere where the rain has already moved through, looking good. That's what you see there. Let's jump over to the radar, and you'll see that heavy rain still falling southeast York County through Lancaster County and moving off to the east, now extending up towards Reading. So some very heavy rain here. Here's Lancaster, so we're just past Lancaster City, but very heavy rain headed towards Quarryville Gap, down towards Delta, Fawn Grove, Peach Bottom, all getting wet. Once that line clears, you are clearing out, and we showed you that sunshine. So improving conditions this evening. Then tomorrow, a little cloud cover to start the day, but watch this. We clear that out too. Lots of sunshine. So let's put together your cloudy weekend. Yeah, tomorrow's not bad. 80 with some sunshine, but the clouds went out on Saturday. Cloudy skies, 76. Rain comes back for Saturday evening, and that lingers into early on Sunday, but then Sunday clears out and warms up again up to 80 degrees. So not a great weekend, but not a terrible weekend. We'll have more on that with the 7-day coming up in just a few minutes. Joel D, Candace, our coverage continues.
Much, Tom. Our coverage of the funeral and these fallen officers is continuing after this break.
We want to tell you about a book that is really interesting right now. It talks about the strong bond between an injured officer and his canine.
Plus, we are going to tell you more about one of the fallen officers, Detective Isaiah Emmenheiser.
You're watching CBS 21 News at 6.
So we've been here for the celebration of life for those 3 detectives who lost their lives, but 2 others were shot and wounded in this scenario as well.
And we know that one of those officers is with the Northern York County Regional Police Department. He has not yet been identified, but medical staff helped him come from the hospital today to attend the funeral.
He said he wanted to be here to help bury his brothers in arms, and then he went straight back to the hospital. That's how important it was for him to be here today.
And tonight we're also learning about the other injured lieutenant with the York County Sheriff's Office. That's where we turn to Sarah Burns to learn more about Lieutenant Godfrey and how he's recovering tonight. Sarah.
Hey Candace, hey Joel. Yeah, Lieutenant Godfrey, he's last been listed in satisfactory condition, and today I had the opportunity to speak with a local author who actually wrote a book about him and his work with his canine Dargo. This is called Captain Dargo, Born to Serve, and I actually want to read you a quote from inside this book. It says, "I worked hard, and so did Lieutenant Dave." And from what I heard today, that honestly could not be more true. The author told me, this is MJ McCluskey, she told me that it's his persistence, his patience with children, and his dedication to the area that make him just an outstanding officer in York County.
There was never a question from a child that he did not answer. He spoke so eloquently, and I believe that he made a lot of children want to be police officers and canine officers.
Sheriff Lieutenant Godfrey worked with Dargo for a decade in York County. The pair spent time searching for explosives and missing persons in the area. Lieutenant Godfrey is a master trainer for the Sheriff's Office Canine Unit and even continued that work after Dargo's passing in 2024. His unparalleled commitment to wanting to make the community a better place is what makes him great. And I was also told by the author that he is very involved in hosting the annual spaghetti dinner and doing a lot of fundraisers for the canine unit. And we have info about that, which is coming up on October 5th. You can find all of that on our website at cbs21.com. Candace Joldy.
Sarah, thanks so much. Hoping for his quick recovery.
It's great to get to know these folks a little bit better. That's exactly what we'll do when we return. More on the life of Detective Isaiah Emmenheiser.
Isaiah will be remembered as a man of discipline, courage, and compassion, a protector who never hesitated to act, a mentor who shaped younger officers, a father and husband who loved deeply, and a man of faith who lived to serve.
That's one of the nice ways they are remembering Detective Emmenheiser tonight.
He won all of the top awards with the Northern York County Regional Police Department, including Officer of the Year. And tonight, Andrew Klein is giving us a closer look at who he was as an officer and as a family man.
This is Detective Emmenheiser at Northern York County Regional Police returning your phone call.
He's been a York County kid through and through. Isaiah Emmenheiser was born here. He's a graduate of the Christian school in York, and upon graduating, he knew law enforcement would be in his future.
He was a great guy. He would do anything for anybody, and you know, he loved his job. So we're gonna miss him.
Emmenheiser attended York College and earned a degree in criminal justice, graduating in 2004. As an officer, Emmenheiser was a champion, earning the Top Gun distinction on several occasions, stemming from his work as a DUI enforcer. In 2010, he was praised by state police after making DUI arrests and had one of the highest totals in the state that year.
To the suspect is, first and foremost, I forgive you, but why? You impacted so many people's lives. You took away a father, you took away a fellow officer in the police department.
I'm really sorry for the family that has to get the difficult news that they lost their wife, their husbands, the father of their kids.
One local woman remembered calling the Northern York County Regional Police Department. She said nothing but great things about the officer who responded to her call, Detective Emmenheiser.
They were the ones that responded to the call. When I called in there, his response was, "Are you going to be home in a few minutes? I'll be right down." He showed up about 10 minutes later to my house.
Emmenheiser leaves behind a wife and 2 children, 1 son and 1 daughter. He's also survived by his 2 sisters, their entire family from York.
And that was Andrew Klein reporting.
Yeah, we have learned so much about these 3 detectives who served and paid the ultimate sacrifice. A very moving funeral today. It's on our YouTube page at CBS 21 if you want to watch it back and learn more.
And those stories you heard to get to know these heroes better also on our website, cbs21.com.